Well, folks, I got a great conversation now here with Angela Leander, and we got hooked up through a listener. She reached out and says, Jeff, you have got to talk to Angela. She's put together this Facebook group, Together We Eat, and there's a lot of things going on now with SNAP benefits and the shutdown, and whether or not it's going to reopen here in the next couple of days or not, it's still an important thing to talk about in our community as so many folks struggle with food security, especially in the holiday seasons. So I says, yeah, let's get her on the line. And here she is. How are you doing?
I'm great, Jeff. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to talk about this. Always looking at different ways to try to get help out there for folks in our community. Tell me a little bit about what you saw out there, why you decided to kind of jump into this.
Well, I started Together We Eat because I believe that in uncertain times like these, the strongest antidote to fear is action and love. And when you bring those two things together, you just can't go wrong. I've always had a very deep need to help people and to turn compassion into something real and tangible. So I wanted to create a way for our community to come together, not just through food, but through shared purpose, kindness, and learning from each other. And that's really how Together We Eat was born and is birthing as we speak. It's very new. It's about neighbors helping neighbors and remembering that we are all in this together.
You know, that's one thing
So
that I learned over my many years on the radio interviewing people from all different backgrounds. At the end of the day, everybody really wants the best for Mason County. Everybody might have different ideas on how to get there, right? But everybody wants the best, and that's what's so cool is that there's just so many different ideas and ways that folks can get together. So this page, your
yeah.
page is pretty new, and already there's a lot of conversation happening, a lot of food gathering happening. What are some of the places that you have already been able to help support, and what kind of support are you getting from people out there?
Well, we're really at the beginning of the journey, but that's what makes it so special. So it's being built by neighbors for neighbors, and it means the giving is personal and the connections are real, and the impact is something we all are feeling as we do it. And so how it works is, well, for one thing, we teamed up with a local sourdough expert who's going to teach us how to bake fresh bread.
Wow.
And not just for fun, but to make sure more families can enjoy real homemade food.
Mm-hmm.
We also hosted a shellfish harvesting class recently. We went out with our Rissa, she's our shellfish harvesting expert, and we gathered local clams and oysters, and we learned how to harvest sustainably. And we had such a great time. We'll definitely be doing that again soon. So it's just turned into this beautiful collaboration, kind of like a village effort where everyone is bringing what they can, whether it's cooking, teaching, or just showing up to lend a hand.
You know what's
Coming
cool?
up.
What's so cool about that is that, you know, obviously there are many groups out there that will raise money and they'll get box food donations and things like that. But it sounds like you're taking it even a step further here and teaching how to, you know, in a sense, I guess, kind of be able to go forage or live off the land if you need to, or use the abundant resources that we have here in the county.
Absolutely. I am a forager of wild food myself. I'm just a novice, but we're looking for somebody to come in and show us how to do some of that. Food is free. A lot of food is free. Coming up next Friday, well, this Friday, we have volunteers that are getting together to cook up casseroles. We're going to feed them so families who might otherwise go without dinner can just pop it in the oven and have a warm, ready-to-go meal. And we have concerned community members stepping forward to sponsor families for 1 or 2 weeks of groceries. And it's a direct and humane way to give. So instead of donating to something random or buying products you hope someone might want, you're actually helping meet a real immediate need. And so we also assemble simple budget-friendly meal kits. I'm actually doing that right now filled with the basics so families can easily prepare nourishing meals at home. And these are distributed through Bertie Brown of Mason County Community Resources. She's out of the Shelton United Methodist Church. And we are also deeply grateful to the Salish Roots Food Sovereignty Program and the Mason County Conservation District, who donated over 700 pounds of fresh, locally grown vegetables, including carrots, spinach, corn, onions, squash, potatoes, all harvested from local farms.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's so exciting. We've also partnered with Adam of Feed Needs, and we serve hot meals every Tuesday and Thursday at Community Lifeline in Shelton. Adam also distributes food to people every Saturday.
I think you mentioned a little, but this Friday at 11, you're doing an event, Fill the Freezer Friday. And so where and when and how folks can get involved?
That is downtown at the Community Lifeline Center.
Okay.
It's at 11 o'clock. If you want to come, you need a food handler's permit, and they have a little volunteer form that you fill out. We're going to meet at 11 and slice and dice our hearts away. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I was thinking as you were talking too, I know a guy that does foraging tours up north near Brennan, and so I'll send you his information. He's great.
Ooh,
he knows a lot about
exciting.
What's going on, so I'll send you that so you can get in touch with him.
Thank you.
This is a really cool thing, and here we are in the fall season too, and a lot of folks are continuing with their gardens, and the need is as great as it ever is. These are the types of groups that you love to see spring up to fill the need, but you hate to see spring up because you know the need is there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, we've been able to make a quite an impact in just a little bit of time. So we've shared dozens of meal kits. We've sponsored multiple families for their basic grocery needs. And we started adding more healthy options with the whole influx of vegetables into our meal kits. So what's been beautiful is seeing how people come together. Strangers becoming friends, neighbors becoming community. I've always felt like that was missing here in Shelton. It's such a beautiful town, but I don't know enough people. And I know there's so much goodness in this town. And I just want to see everyone connect. So it's never just about food. It's about connection, empowerment, and remembering what it really means to care for each other.
If you're someone who has the means and wants to donate into this family sponsorship, how do you do that? And the opposite of that, if you're a family in need, and sometimes it can be a little overwhelming, it can be for some folks a little embarrassing maybe to reach out and ask for help. How do we start that process? Where do you go to get your name registered or however that works?
So right now we're working on getting like a sponsorship website set up. But right now the easiest way to get in touch is either to post on our Facebook page or message me directly. You can find me on Together We Eat or any of the moderators on that group. And it takes a lot of courage to ask for help because it's hard. I know for me, myself, this is a learning experience for me too, because I'm one of those people who doesn't like to ask for help. And I've just had so many community members coming forward and volunteering their time, and it's just amazing. So it's a learning experience for all of us. And you can just reach out, give me a list of your basic grocery needs. And if you would like to sponsor a family, you can contact me the same way.
We saw the shutdown had been going on for a while, but we really saw here at the beginning of November how big the need is across the country and here locally for folks who do receive those SNAP benefits. It's a lot more people than folks might imagine. Folks even with full-time or close to full-time employment that's still not able to make ends meet. So these benefits that folks were missing over these last 9 days or so really kind of shone a light on that need, I think probably even more than just continuing to, have that kind of just out there as a talking point, really, don't you think?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who aren't eligible for benefits who make maybe $4 over
Right.
the income limit, but they're still struggling and they're still facing food insecurity. And we're encouraging those people to reach out to. This is for everyone, and we're trying to bring dignity and compassion to the process. So it's not a dehumanizing thing. It's like we're all in this together. And the more and like a girl who got meal kits in the very beginning is helping me assemble meal kits now.
That's
so
great.
People are able to receive and give back. So it's like this whole ecosystem of.
You're doing the great work here, Angela, and you have a lot of great support there too. The Together We Eat page, I'll put the links to this. It's on the Facebook. 317 members strong in a very short amount of time as folks saw the need and were looking to find an outlet to share their things. You can see on the page how many people just have so much to give, from eggs, like you were saying, to different types of cabbages and all the things. It's a very, again, heartwarming group to have going on. And it's one of these groups that we hope, a year or less from now, months from now, we can go, well, you succeeded. We don't have to do that. But I think this is kind of an ongoing thing, especially as people start to become a tighter knit community.
Yeah. And there's more than one way to give. If you don't have spare resources to give, like meal kit ingredients, etc., you can give your time, or you might have a skill that you can teach. And there's more than one way to give. It's just the possibilities are endless. Just talking with you, and now I have a foraging expert that can possibly come teach a class. So there you go. That's how it's happening. It's just unfolded beautifully. Everything is, we are all connecting and working with all the different organizations in town that are already in place. Has been just wonderful. We have so many good community members.
Well, Angela, it was great talking to you, and I want to give a shout out to Deb, who reached out to me and says you need to talk with her on the air and explain what's going on here. And so a big thanks to Deb as well. And I'll put the links to your Facebook page on the post here with this conversation, and folks are encouraged to help however they can. I really appreciate the time.
I appreciate you doing this and helping me get the word out to people. Together We Eat on Facebook. You can find me there.